What's up guys, Boss here, and in today's video we're going to be playing some top ladder using Splash Yard. So Graveyard is one of the best win conditions in the game, and the Ice Wizard is boosted this season, so I figured it was a perfect time to make a video on an Ice Wizard deck, and it is of course used inside of Splash Yard. If you don't know the Phoenix maxed, you can use Baby Dragon instead, and if you don't know the Skeleton King, you can either use the Knight or the Valkyrie. So before we head in the first game, if you guys would like to support me, you can use my creator code BOSS in any Supercell game. We're currently 162nd in the world. Let's try to push up even more and get into the first match. Alright, so we found a game here against Lord Sebastian. So we got Barbaro in our starting hand, Skeleton King, Poison, and Graveyard. So in this case, we can just wait for him to make the first play because oftentimes with Splash Yard, you don't really want to make the starting play. So I guess I'll wait until... Alright, there we go. So he goes Ghost, so we'll go Skeleton King in the back. Should be fine. He's going to go for a Hunter, so... I guess he's probably running RG. RG is definitely not an easy matchup because, especially if they have Lightning, the Lightning does pretty good against the Phoenix, and also the Ice Wizard. So you have to make sure you're spacing everything out. So I guess we'll just go for a Tombstone here. The Phoenix is really high up, so he probably can't hit both with the Lightning, which is good. And this is kind of aggressive, but I'm actually thinking about going in for a Graveyard here because that RG in the back didn't really do anything for him there. I feel like it was a little bit, I don't know, kind of like a waste of Elixir. I don't know for sure. I mean, maybe this Graveyard push isn't that good, but it did get a lot of damage. So as long as we defend this here, it should be, I guess, probably alright. So I'm just going for a Barbaro. We're going to go for an Ice Wizard here. I'm going to get a Tombstone down, and then we'll Tornado if we need to. I guess we probably will need a Tornado for sure. That RG might get... no, I don't think it'll get a shot. I think the Ice Wizard will be able to, mitigate all of the hits. Okay, so that was a pretty good defense, I guess. He doesn't have an RG in cycle, so even though we don't have a Tombstone in hand right now, it's okay for the time being. Sudi wants to cycle now. Maybe he'll go for a Ghost or something. Okay, so he just decides to go Hunter. I'm going to go Phoenix. I might poison that Hunter again. Usually want to... Okay, yeah, he gives us a very valuable poison there. He just decides to play the Ghost into the poison, which was, I guess, good for us. So we'll just go Skeleton King here. Go ahead and go for a Tombstone. And this is probably another good time to go for a Graveyard since he decided to go for the Fisherman that ended up pulling the Skeleton King. So I will go for a Graveyard here. I won't go for the Skeleton King ability because I feel like it would probably be a waste, and I think it would have been maybe an overcommitment as well. So if we can defend this here, we should be in a decent spot. I would say really nice Ice Wizard there. We're just gonna get a Skeleton King down. Ooh, he does go for a Lightning, but the Phoenix is coming in. We're gonna go for the Skeleton King activation. This might activate the King Tower, but I feel like we're going to get so much damage that it might not matter anyway. Yeah, look at all that damage we get. The Phoenix actually locks on the tower, and that is going to be GG. We do get the win here against Lord Sebastian, who is a very good RG player. I actually think he finished... I'll check his profile. He finished really, really high up last season with RG, so we managed to beat one of the best RG players in a matchup that I think isn't easy, but I think we just had a really good start, and because he didn't get a lot of damage in single, we were able to be really aggressive in double, and we were able to overwhelm him. So we get top 150 now, 145th. Let's head into the next game. Alright, found a game here against Ahmed. Okay, he's going to go for a Hog. Unfortunately, we don't have a Tornado in cycle, which is kind of unlucky because that would have been a perfect start to this game. So we have to overcommit quite a lot since he had Log in cycle for our Tombstone, but if he is using 2.6, then this should be a very, very easy matchup. Would have been even easier if we had the Tornado in cycle for his first Hog, because now he went for that Ice Golem, so I'm unable to go for the Tornado and activate the King Tower. I hate it when they go for that Hog and Ice Golem push because it prevents you from going Tornado. It's probably in this game, for me, one of the most annoying things that I hate happening to me. I don't know if that annoys you guys when you're running a Tornado deck and someone goes for an Ice Golem in front of the Hog, because it pretty much, there's no way to activate off of the Hog Rider, so It's really annoying, and as a result, we take a ton of damage that pretty much was unavoidable. So we want to go for high Ice Wizards in this matchup, so he can't Fireball the... okay, so it looks like he misclicked the cannon, so that's actually very good for us. He kind of just wasted a cannon, so yeah, it looks like even though we had kind of a rocky start because of our cycle, we're able to finally get the king activated and kind of set us up for success here in Double Elixir, because as I said, this should be a pretty favorable matchup for Splash Yard, because they can't really defend your pushes, especially in yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's not even double yet. This is what I was talking about. It looks like he forgot about the graveyard. He was so focused on going in for the hog, he just completely let the graveyard go, and we pretty much already won the game. It's over. Just have to defend, and Poison takes it. So yeah, I mean, that proves my point. It's an easy matchup, but he should have defended. I mean, it shouldn't have been, you know, as dominant as this. Like, it probably should have been a lot closer, but I think we would have won in the end, regardless. What is this guy doing? I feel like for some reason this guy doesn't normally run 2.6, and he's, like, trying it out, because, I mean, like, no offense, I feel like he's not playing that well. Like, he's made, like, a lot of questionable plays that I feel like good 2.6 players wouldn't have done. I mean, if he does normally run 2.6, then, like, no offense to him. It's just, he's made some weird plays this game. Especially with that cannon misclick. I actually forgot about that. So yeah, anyway, that's going to be GG. I mean, really, really easy matchup. So even despite us having a bad cycle in single, we were still able to win. It's one of those types of matchups where it doesn't even matter if you have a bad cycle. You can come back relatively easily. Alright, so yeah, let's head into our next game. Alright, we found a game here against Hacker. I actually played against this guy earlier, and he was running Electro Giant. I don't know if that's what he's still using, but I would probably assume so. So he's got the Phoenix and the Goblins, so looks like he still probably is running the same deck. We'll go Barb Barrel here. He's gonna have a Bomber. I guess we can just cycle the Tombstone now. It should be fine. He's gonna go E-Barbs really aggressively, so I guess we'll just go Skeleton King on top of those. And then Ice Wizard 2, just in case we need the extra defense. I don't know if we did. We probably didn't, but I guess it was better just to be safe. Okay, he's going to go for an Electro Giant. That was really aggressive, especially since we are able to get back to our Tombstone. I don't know, though, if it's a good idea to play it right now, though. Because I was going to say he has Mirror, and he would maybe go Mirror on the E-Giant and play it in the other lane. But luckily, he decided not to do that, so we're fine. I do know he's got Mirror, so I don't really want to poison that Elixir Collector. I would rather save it for his mirrored one, or even better yet, I could go Skeleton King Graveyard when he mirrors the Elixir Collector, if he decides to play it like in the corner or something. So let's see what he does. I'm just leaking to... Okay, yeah, he decides not to even mirror it, because that was smart, because if he did decide to mirror it there, I would have probably punished the Elixir Collector pretty easily. I would have gone Skeleton King Graveyard. So go Ice Wizard here. And yeah, we just have to try to have good defense here, because he will have an Elixir advantage because of the Collector, but it won't give him a ton of Elixir, just be 2 extra. Alright, because we will defend the left lane really easily, I just decided to go up right as I say that. It doesn't end up pulling, the Tombstone didn't pull the Electro Giant. I don't even know how that happens. We get the Phoenix to take it out, though, so I guess it's fine. We defend that alright. I'm going to go Graveyard here. It's a bit aggressive, but he did decide to go Collector, so I think it's a good time to do so. We go for a Poison. End up getting some good value with it, because he decides to play the Phoenix to defend. And yeah, we actually... Wow, we're getting a lot of damage with that Graveyard. That was way more than I thought. Or actually, it was the Skeleton King that got all that damage, but... Either way. Okay, so we go for a Tornado here. Go for a Skeleton King. And I guess he will get some damage, but it won't be... Yeah, Tower Down. Not quite Tower Down. That got awfully close, though. He doesn't have a big spell, though, so... it's okay, I'm pretty sure. We're fine. He needs to break through, and he can't go Tornado Cycle because if he tries to do that, he won't be able to defend. I pretty much can guarantee that. So we just go Barb Barrel here, Graveyard, and since he just spent a lot of elixir with those E-Barbs, I'm hoping we can get some damage from this Graveyard. The Phoenix will mitigate a good amount, but we are getting some good chip, and that will put us in poison range, barely. I was hoping that Skeleton connected, because I think if the Skeleton didn't connect, we wouldn't have been in... Well, maybe we would have been in Poison NATO range, I'm not really sure, but either way, that seals it, and yeah, he's not too happy, you can tell with the emotes, but yeah, quite a good matchup for us, I think. E-Giant with the Golden Knight is definitely a lot harder, because the Golden Knight is nearly impossible to stop it from preventing it from going on your tower if it's a good Golden Knight NATO player and they know how to line it up correctly, because they'll just NATO the Ice Wizard that's next to your Tombstone next to the tower, and then it'll go on your tower, and that can be really annoying, but it's harder to beat, but you can still beat it, of course. Okay, so this guy's going to go for a Ghost. Maybe he's running... Okay, I was going to say maybe RG again, like the deck Lord Sebastian was running, but... Oh, that was a... That was a pretty bad start. I do think we get a Phoenix, though. But yeah, that Magic Archer, I didn't realize he, I don't think we should Graveyard. It would be too aggressive. I mean, maybe it would have been an okay play, but I don't really think that... I think it would have been too aggressive. I think that was the right call not to. Because I think he's got Archer Queen, so he would have just gotten Archer Queen and probably defended relatively easily. I don't know, though. We'll just Tombstone this. We have to be really careful what we cycle, because we don't really have a good answer to the E-Barbs, except a defensive Graveyard or a Tombstone. And I have to use my Tombstone on the Battle Ram. So he's going to go for a Queen. I thought he was going to go Magic Archer. I don't know if that's better that he decided to do that, but okay, we're going to go Graveyard here. We have to play it on defense. We're going to NATO that backwards. Okay, so yeah, he gets a lot of damage in that lane. Well, yeah, he got a lot of damage. I didn't really have anything for those E-Barbs. We can still come back, though, because it's very hard for him to defend a Graveyard, so hopefully we can get revenge, because he BM'd us, but, yeah, I mean, I don't really think we could have defended those E-Barbs, in all honesty. Like, I don't know what we could have done. I think single Elixir is just kind of challenging. Sometimes for Splash Shard against, like, spam decks, so you just have to try to survive sometimes, if that makes sense. But, yeah, we definitely can still win this for sure. It's not over yet by no stretch of the imagination. So just go Barb Barrel here. Might be a good time to maybe go for a Graveyard. Go for a Poison here. Get some damage. Not exactly what we need, though. Definitely need more damage than that, that's for sure. I'm going to NATO that in the opposite lane to try to build a push here. I don't know if that's worth it or not. Could have been quite risky, actually. But I think it'll at least... Yeah, it does force a ton of elixir out of him, so I guess that is pretty good. Go for Tombstone here. That Magic Archer I felt like wasn't really that good. Alright, we gotta go in now for sure. We gotta try to get some damage. Ooh, the Skeleton King doesn't go off, but look at all that damage we're getting with the Graveyard. I mean, if we can just get some good pushes and triple going, we could definitely win, I think. I'm gonna poison. But we're probably gonna get, I was gonna say the Phoenix, but it didn't hatch. Let's go! We got our revenge. He did BM us at the beginning, but we were able to come back. Barely. He didn't have any good counter to the Graveyard. I think that's a perfect example of a matchup that is pretty challenging in single because you're not really going to be able to get a good Graveyard push off. As you could tell, I mean, his pressure was just really strong in single Elixir. I mean, it's of course a bridge spam deck, so that's what you'd expect. But in you know, double and triple, you can finally get those good graveyard pushes you need with the support cards and build a solid push. So we'll just go for an Ice Wizard here on top of his Miner. This will be our last game here against Banzito. He's very good with RG, so I'm kind of surprised he's not using RG, but it is still pretty early in the season, so he's probably just, yeah, you know, playing some other decks. Okay, so he's got minor wall breakers. Hopefully he doesn't have the poison, because if he has poison, this is a very, very hard matchup. But if he's using fireball, then it isn't that bad. So we'll see what variation he is using here. We'll likely have to go for a Skelly King, because he'll probably send this in the other lane. Yeah, he does, as expected. Gonna just NATO this backwards. I likely am going to have to go Ice Wizard on that too, just because it would otherwise get so much damage. I'm for sure going to go for a Graveyard here, though, because he just spent so much. I don't know if we're going to be able to get a lot of damage here, but he's got a poison. Yeah, this is a pretty bad matchup since he is using poison. I was kind of hoping he didn't have the poison, but unfortunately he does, so this is going to be pretty hard, I would say. I mean, like, I guess we have a chance, but I don't know. It's a pretty hard counter, I would say. But we'll see, I guess, what we can do. So we'll go Phoenix in the back. We have Tombstone, so if he decides to go for Wall Breakers or Mighty Miner, we should have a adequate response to that. So let's just go for Tombstone, I guess, in this lane. Should be fine. Oh wow, I'm kind of surprised he did that. Okay, so we're gonna apply some pressure here. Let's go for a Graveyard. And yeah, we actually are gonna get some good damage. That was a really good push by us, actually. I'm gonna go for Barbell here. Okay, he goes in for very aggressive poison. I don't know how I feel about that poison by him. I felt like that was very, yeah, aggressive. I mean, he could probably defend, but I don't know. I felt like that was kind of an overcommitment. Let's see what happens here, though. Alright, those wall breakers aren't going to do anything. So, yeah, it actually looks like we're doing pretty good at this point in the game. Go Ice Wizard here. Okay, again, the poison I feel like was not that good because it didn't end up. For sure gonna go Graveyard here. We gotta keep the pressure up. Gonna get a poison down on top of a lot of stuff. That all dies. He just went for his log, so we'll obviously pop the ability here. Hopefully we're able to get some damage. That is... Oh, great Tornado. And that is going to be GG. Nice win there against a matchup that I definitely do not think is easy. I think that is for sure a bad matchup because he made a lot of mistakes. I mean, I'm just going to straight up say it. He did like 2 really bad poisons that hardly hit anything. At the end, I feel like we're just really desperate for damage, and yeah, I mean, we were just able to overwhelm him. I think that was hard. If he had a fireball, I think that matchup would probably be like close to even, but with poison, I think I think that is for sure a hard counter. Like, I'm pretty certain about that. So that was a really clutch last game there. And yeah, that'll do it for the video. There were some losses I didn't show that happened at the very beginning to some, yeah, pretty tough matchups. So yeah, hopefully you guys understand, because usually I do often show losses, but usually I want it to be after the first game or two, because a lot of people don't like seeing losses at the very, very beginning of videos, and then they're often reluctant to, or likely to leave. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already, and thanks again. Until next time, guys.